Today, Engineering Director Ron Rosenthal going to talk about Levee Road. Quite a project we've got going.
Yeah, it is quite a project. It's going to be a over the winter and through next summer type project.
So they'll be working on this thing all the way through the winter?
Pretty much until about the beginning of the year, and then they'll start up again in probably late March when it starts to thaw again. So there'll be a few months there in the coldest part of the winter that they won't probably work, or a couple months.
Can you summarize the project for us?
The project is basically reconstructing Levee Road from Jackson Street to Broad Street. We'll be reconstructing with concrete pavement, and then also reconstructing or replacing the wall in the small boat harbor and the parking lot in the small boat harbor, and then building a bike pedestrian path along the riverside of Red Wing Grain, that whole length there, so that now after next summer, walking and biking will be connected from Bay Point Park to Levee Park.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's really quite a project, and it's beautiful on paper, and I think it's going to be gorgeous when it's done.
But there's a lot like the Highway 61 project, there's a lot of orange cones and having to go this way and that way, or this road's closed.
Yeah, if you'll notice right now, the contractor, which is the same contractor building Main Street, it's Meyer Contracting. They got the bid on Levee Road as well, and they're down there right now jacking and boring water main under the railroad tracks at Broad, because we're going to loop water main through the project. And at the same time, CP Rail is replacing the track at the intersection so that it's a more comfortable, smoother ride across the tracks. They're putting in concrete sides to the tracks rather than the rubber that was down there. So that crossing is closed right now. It has been closed this whole week, and it'll be probably closed until Tuesday of next week.
Okay. But there's a lot of work that's going to happen in between now and did I hear August was the tentative stop date for this?
Next September 16th is substantial completion. There will be stuff that goes on beyond that, probably like some seeding and sodding and some other maintenance items, I guess, cleanup items.
So will Levee Road be closed during portions of this project?
Right now, this fall, it's other than what's happening right now with that track replacement down on Broad, Levee Road will remain open this fall continuously. There may be narrowed lanes or stop and go situations where you have to give the other direction the right of way to come through. But it's going to remain open all fall this fall, but next summer it will be closed to through traffic. We do have provisions in the contract where the contractor has to phase the project such that Red Wing Grain will always have access from one side. Eric Stelter with the Red Wing Marine will always have access from one side or the other, things like that, so that the businesses down there don't get damaged to the point where they lose business on stuff.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, being the director of engineering, you've heard talk about the roundabout.
Yes.
And from Eric and the people that have the big boats, and also from the people that have the big trucks. Is that going to be as easy to get around as everybody claims it is?
That's what our consultant tells us, that and he has worked it all out, that the semis, there's a lot of semis that go down there with Red Wing Grain.
Yeah.
The semis will have no problems maneuvering through the roundabout, and Eric Stelter with the large boats going in and out of Marine Specialties from Bay Point Park ramp, that's going to be the worst case scenario, because those are a lot bigger than semis. They're wider, they're longer, and he may have to come through the roundabout backwards when he does it, which isn't a big deal. He'll just have to have people out there, flaggers, to stop people while he pulls the vehicle or that big boat through the intersection when he brings them out. And he does that now. He takes up the whole road when he
because some of those boats are huge.
They're monstrous. So they guarantee us that it will work just fine with that. Eric Stelter is also changing the angle of his gate so he can get into and out of his property easier with these big boats and trailers. We're raising the road at that low point about 4 feet so that it doesn't flood as often.
Oh, really?
And that will also, and then Eric in Marine Specialties will raise inside the gate too, so that he'll have a nice level.
He won't have a ramp going.
He won't have near the ramp that he has now. Yeah, it'll be much better for him.
And so far, has it been going fairly well?
So far, it's been going good. They're down there directional drilling water main right now. Like I said, they're jacking and boring underneath the railroad tracks. They've been building temporary docks for the Yacht Club in the small boat harbor.
So they can get to their boathouses, right?
Yes, and they will get those all set up this week. They'll get the temporary electricity set up this week, so that next week they'll start tearing out the old wood wall in the harbor and building the new wall. It's going to be a sheet metal wall with a concrete cap on and a railing above that. And the new bike pedestrian trail will be right along the top of the wall.
Well, with these kind of projects, we can't wait to see what it's going to look like, but we also can't wait till it's done.
Yeah.
Well,
that will be nice, because next year, this project was supposed to happen in 2015 originally when we applied for federal funding on it, and we did get federal funding. But we had to postpone it to this fall and into next summer because we didn't want parallel routes on Main Street and Levee Road both being constructed at the same time. We wanted for the local traffic to be able to get around these sites. So that's why we're starting it late in the fall here rather than in the spring of 15 was when it was supposed to start.
Because if you did both projects simultaneously, we'd be scrolling your phone number across the bottom of the screen.
It would be really hard to get through town.
It would, yeah.
So it's going to be tough enough next year with Main Street being reconstructed from Broad over to Potter and Levee being closed at the same time. Main Street won't be closed, but Levee Street will be to through traffic. So that is why we wanted to get this phase of Main Street done this year.
And then the year after that is the bridge.
And then we start the bridge the year after that.
We're going to be a sparkling new town here pretty soon, aren't we?
Yes, we are. There's a lot of big projects in the hopper right now.
Well, I bet you've been doing a lot of work previous to this too to get ready.
Oh, yes, definitely, yeah.
Well, good. Thanks
it's like the this project here. We applied for federal funding in 2010, and so it's been kind of working on that ever since. And it kind of morphed from getting the federal money to do the main road construction. Then we applied for some legacy funding from the DNR to get the trail money. We got that. And then we applied through the state legislature for state bonding money to get money to put the harbor wall in, and we got that. So it's really come along in the last few years. We've gotten more and more outside money to really make this project work.
Well, nice job.
And it is about an $8 million project, a little over $8 million.
Wow.
So.
Well, it's going to look good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
It'll
drive
look beautiful.
on it. I can't wait to go through the roundabout for the first time. Thank you, Ron.
Yep, thank you.
The engineering director for the City of Red Wing, Ron Rosenthal. I'm Tom Hughes. Thanks for watching Red Wings Channel 6.